First of all, I thanks to give me this opportunity to share my experiences. I will not say that I'm going to deliver a talk here because all we are on same stage, fine. And this talk is basically main of this talk is to talk about the e-waste, the procedures to how do we discard those e-waste, and what are the Delhi University's rule and regulations, even the Government of India rule and regulation, which we should follow in order to have a safe e-waste disposals. So first, I just planned this talk in very layman purpose. So we will try to learn what is the e-waste and why there are certain kind of waste which are treated as a special waste, or they may have harmful effect for human environment and can bring you climate changes. And then the classification of the waste is very important in all this business, and how we can learn those classifications and how we are going to be understand each classifications. This is the primary aim of my talks. And then important issues that is not true always that we will go for discard of whatever e-waste has. We should search a possibilities that something which is useful for others can be waste for me, but for other it is a useful. For example, if I am talking about that I have a laptop, I am using very scientific computation in that, doing some calculations, and every 3 and 4 years that new software comes, new technologies come. But for me that laptop is now not going to be serve a purpose. But some school kids, some people who are not have those facilities they can use. So that's the purpose of this. So this is the other point, and last I will basically focus on what is the procedures, methodologies which we follow in Delhi universities to do the e-waste discardment. And you are free to ask any questions because this is a one-to-one correspondence. But for the sake I will say that it is very good that we will discuss at the end of the talk what are different questions which I should try to answer. Even sometimes some question can be very tough to answer, but I the best I will try to do. So when we look around our departments, our houses or our roads and all things, so we look many things. First, so we will find batteries are lying there, some computers are lying, and then what is this? You look something like this. So passing on this every day in Delhi universities, and you find that Patel chest, if you go on the Patel chest markets, you will see that these all so this one, yeah, so this is like it's fine, it's fine. So we will find that, so now there are a lot of waste here. So now, so how we define the waste basically. So for waste mean that something which is trace, refused or garbage junk materials, and mean that this most precise statement is that unwanted or useless materials. This is most important statement in this. Unwanted and useless, not only for me, for the all communities. So, but some of these waste come which can have a toxicities, which can have a radiation effect, which can have some biohazards. So these are part of those all waste. So if we talk about in terms of waste discard, so for the definition simply substances or object which are disposed of or intended to be disposed of or required to be disposed of as mentioned by the laws. So laws that if we talk about scientific knowledge, we can have some, each in government sector, each type of component there is a lifespan. So we have a lifespan like computer 8 years lifespans. So that is, and after that you have a freedom to be discard it or not. But that is the lifespan. We will talk about when we start with this. And disposal mean that I have to be whatever material which become useless for me, now I want to be discard it. I want to be write off. So that is mean a disposals. And how we are going to be do a disposals, that we need to be follow the policies, rule and regulation which is meant. So here come now further another definitions. So now the waste we can classify waste depending upon different properties. Okay, like I will come on all these issues now. So first type of this, that if we say that something I take and put in the water. Okay, I take something salt, I put in the water, it is soluble. But if I take nails, if I take some iron pieces, put in the water, it is insoluble. Something now we have a properties that, so you can have a solid waste. It means that solid thing which cannot be soluble for other things, like plastic की bottle है आपके पास, can है, or you have a containers. These all come in the categories of, okay. And then you have a liquid waste, and I want to make that liquid waste and gaseous waste are more harmful than solid waste, because these liquid waste and gaseous waste are more threat because they can soluble. हम लोग पानी पी रहे हैं, if you are drinking a water and something get contaminated on because of this waste materials, we can't know it, but gradually we know it after certain years. Similarly, if a gas is there, and you know that by doing chemistry, you know that what is the properties of gases, they have some smell, they have some odd. Middle one. Yeah. So when we talk about the gases, so gases have certain properties, but it's not always true. There are certain gases which don't have any significance, no sense at all. We cannot test it. Similarly, there are certain type of environments, like you talk about radiations, okay? And radiations are basically, we can't see them, we can't hear them, we can't even judge their influences. But you need some scientific technologies to judge those things. So these are the most harmful, which we cannot smell, we cannot do any characterization on our physical appearance, we cannot able to do anything for that, and those are the material which come from special categories. Okay, so this is the first definition when we are gradually talking about solid, gas and things, liquids. So it means that liquids and gases are more harmful, not always, but if this category fine, we should be very careful when doing these disposals. And then you come other properties, are they degradable? Well, degradable means that something, if you put a paper and throw it like this, you find that after certain years it has changes its form and become like emerge. So these are the material which automatically degraded. On the other hand, if you take a plastic, it take a longer time. It cannot biodegrade, so your plastic bags are more harmful because they cannot degradable by themselves. So you need either technologies to degrade them, or either you have a safe disposals, storage facilities or dispose facilities. Okay, and other point which I want to bring here is that it is important to have a segregations, and I am also part of Indian communities, but I am very sorry for this that we don't have this habit. Okay, we in the house when we do, इसी में ही सब कुछ डाल देते हैं, ठीक है, उसी में ही पेपर डाल दिया, उसमें सॉलिड डाल दिया, सब कुछ डाल के और म्युनिसिपैलिटी के कार बॉक्स में डाल दिया. So that is basically, but that is our thing. But same thing when we are going outside this country, we are keeping the paper in the paper box, we are keeping can in the can box, and we are keeping all these solids base in a different sense. So this is basically is important, but it is important, and I want to say that economically it is also benefited. हम लोग, if we are reading a newspaper, अगर एक न्यूज़पेपर रोजाना फेंकते हो then we don't earn, but if we store those newspaper after, I think if you do it, so after 3 months you can get back 1 month cost of the newspaper by selling it to the sellers. Okay, so that's the how talk. Now this is most important to understand, because this will be, so the classification, this classification is very important, is that what is this hazardous waste and what is non. Mean something which is unsafe to use commercially, industrially, economically, and because they have, I will talk about this property later on, toxicity and reactivity, corrosivity, and something which get flame by itself, ignitability. So these are the properties which come. Whereas on substance which don't have these properties, there come. So important point is that we need to understand what kind of waste we have. This is the first point. And now other classification come depending upon source of origin. So this origin, basically, you know this, everything, every day we do it. Okay, so this municipal solid waste, we know it. And this also we know, biomedical solid waste. All those come from the medical facility, even some of the biological labs and all these things. So they need all rule and regulation for security deficiencies. And this is famous in Delhi University. I want to say that this is famous in Delhi University because of Mayapuri incidents. Okay, so anybody who is interested to know it about, they can catch me anytime. Okay, so we can discuss a very detail on this. So this is basically the waste which come out because of radiation, some radioactive materials, and these radioactive materials, because you cannot feel them, you cannot sense them, you cannot see by naked eyes, and they are emitting some radiations, they are touching, changing your things. And then this is in new world category, which is come e-waste. So e-waste is basically electronic waste generated by the modern world. Laptop, pen drives, these all come in the e-waste categories. And why they are harmful? Because these lead, cadmium, boron, and others material in that, or sometimes they contain some gases also, electrolytes, they become, so this is threat is basically because of this electronic base, it contain battery, lithium battery. So you know that sometimes you feel that this lithium battery can give you if you properly, it is a leakage, so it can create an environment, and then coming lithium come with the hydrogen and you can get a blast. So that's lithium batteries do. So that's why you have a safe disposal, I think. So now this is a definition of what is the criteria, because you people are from computer background, so I tried my best to let us understand in terms of. So if we start, so we can say that can the material be used by someone else? If yes, then it is not a waste. So then you need to find a mechanism to transfer to it another laboratory and other users. But if say, okay, it cannot be usable, then we need to say that what kind of this waste is. Has some biological effect, some hazardous materials. If not, then it means that your waste is a simple disposal waste. And then come how to discard it. Okay, so this is the questioners, but always we need to ask something which we find that we need to ask these questions always, that whatever material, so it means that it is a responsibility of the persons which are doing this waste management or discarding these absolute items from our departments to understand each and every items, because it is a responsibility. It is not like that, oh, I am a member of this, okay, what is the list? So that's why we come the physical verification of these all waste managements. So the definition of waste, that what should be discarded, it should be very clear. Okay, so that's the point that come on the waste. Now if we see this Indian scenario, so you know that this amount of waste we are getting. So use. I think these data are also very old, okay, but this problem is biggest problem now. 60 to 40 हमारे each houses, if you call, आजकल 3-4 लैपटॉप हैं, 2-3 computers हैं, all these हैं, but they are going to be generated now waste. Where should we store them? How to we dispose them? Okay, it's not earning 1,000 rupees because when हम किसी लैपटॉप को और पीसी को when we put some values, I will ask what is this value. You say 1,000. What is not a matter of that 1,000? It is basically a matter of safe disposals. Fine. So these are impact of waste. I try to figure out that first they affect health, environment and climates. And once these things affected, it means that they can do the global warming, they can destroy your climates, your all culture, so it means that they can disturb your ecosystems. These little impacts of the waste. But if somebody somebody can give a whole talk, but this is not a matter of this talk, just introductory is the one. So it's important to have a waste management. That's the point. So now how we can do? Okay, so waste how can we do the managements, which is very simplest. Reduce the waste. Like office, if you are using office now because computer is there, लेकिन हम लोगों की property है, we are in this system, कंप्यूटर के ऊपर भी है लेकिन उससे नहीं पढ़ना है, हमको उसका एक फोटोकॉपी चाहिए ही. और जो लोग पीएचडी कराते हैं वो तो उसके मतलब मैं भी हूँ उसमें एक तो वो तो कहते हैं कि we try to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th draft. So we are generating this space. But if something, this is we addressing some questions. So अगर इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली गाइड उसको एक्सेप्ट कर सकता है तो why not? Because उसके पास भी कंप्यूटर है. I know this second reason also, but as well as because it's a learning process and also the reason, but we can implement this or not even all the manuals or the electric thing that you can put. So that's the point here. Then so you can use a return program. We are trying to implement in Delhi University now most of the photocopier cases. So we are putting this philosophy that you can give the old photocopier to the vendor or to the person from whom you are purchasing it and get new one. So that we minimize the waste. Even though cost, they can pay some cost also, but this is the one step which is trying to be implemented in Delhi University. And now this is another. I think this, the office furnitures, another item, okay, we can use. We never do it. I went to organizational lab to work in some fellowship. I found that most of in that lab it is using that. So हर फ्राइडे के बाद एक डेस्क होता था जहाँ पे जनरली हम चाय पीते थे, उसके पास ये डिस्कार्डेड फोल्डर, दोज हु वांट टू दे कैन टेक. और इवन मुझे लगता था कि हम लोग उसको वहां पे अगर देखा जाए तो ऐसा होता था कि अगर डिस्प्ले टाइम होता था कि 4:30 बजे फ्राइडे को डिस्प्ले होगा डिस्कार्डेड मटेरियल, लेकिन 5 बजे तक वो डिस्कार्डेड मटेरियल किसी दूसरे के ऑफिस में चला गया है. सो दैट्स द फिलॉसफी. और reuse office material and those, but these in India need to be lot of implementations. I not think any institutes where this thing are implemented, but this is something. And this is another donate and exchange. Okay, so old books and old computers you can donate, pass to some things, and this is how we can do. So best the educations, imparting to education to employees and all these things that we can do. Okay, so that's the waste managements now. And if you do the recycling, what the benefit you got? Okay, so recycling first, if you go on this stage, so is a air pollution is controlled, and what you reduce the AC deposit. So this, some of the major problems can be solved. Similarly, on this side, you can save your land also. you can reduce the water pollution also. See, they are interconnected to each others. Okay, they are connecting to each other. The problem is all what you say that you can put in do loop. Fine. So you can have that recycling process, save energies and all this. So that's the point where you can recycle them. Now, if you see, the only offices are full of garbage or e-waste. No, our house also. Okay, so our houses, if you see that, what we can find in our houses. So you can have cleanings. They all contain one of the most cleanings. These are pungent smells. All those we are happy, but they are most like paints and your batteries, some of the refrigerators, anti-freezers, and your gardening. These all comes. So it is not. It's basically everywhere we have a e-waste. Fine. So now we understand that. Now my talk is now first part of this talk is finished, which is know about what type of e-wastes we have, or basically know about the waste. Now we talk about e-waste things, and we learn that what is the e-waste? Electrical and electronics. So it is a electrical and electronic component contained in anything. Laptop पे है, mobile पे है, computer पे है. These all come e-waste categories. So if you see that, what are the toxic component in that? Okay, let's take refrigerators. So this is chlorofluorocarbon, जो आपका ओजोन गैस को वीक करता है. Okay, and then you have rubber in that, degrade करता है. अगर इसको बर्न करता है तो एयर पोल्यूशन क्रिएट करता है. PC and laptop, cathode ray tubes which have sometime gas inside. Okay, so that's one point. Your batteries, circuit board mean they contain copper, sometimes they contain other materials, and these fluorescent lamps, these contain lead content inside. So that's the harm in that. And if you go to the television, they are just similar here. Washing machine also have electrical wire, metal, motor and rubbers. Okay, so this is, and now if you come to the root labels, so basically they contain, this is polyvinyl carbonate. So they contain some form of the elements which are harmful for the environment, harmful for the human body, and harmful if they come in the air. So this contain, and you're going to have a water contaminations. So that's why when doing the waste, we have to be a proper procedure. So what are the dangers and challenges? Okay, so that's the first. सबसे ज़्यादा तो प्रॉब्लम ये है कि हम कितना जनरेट कर रहे हैं और उसको सेफ डिस्पोजन कहाँ है. आप हमारा जो अवेयरनेस लेवल है बहुत कम है. So we are doing every time mistakes. In India, if you talk about radiation, we are doing 1, 2, 3 mistakes. And you know that I want to put it in that in Delhi University, mistakes on radiation Mayapur incidents, it is counted as one of the bad practices in the world, especially from the educated institutes. If somebody who does not know this knowledge, so impact is less. But if some educated institute are doing this, and whatever, there is an agency we call International Atomic Agency, it has cited it on a safety manual which is distributed to the whole world. And the first paragraph start from the Delhi University. So this, how to use these radioactive stresses and all these things, so this start. And even I was reading this ministry's documents for new guideline for environment, this all guideline. They also have mentioned in the second and third phase. So it's a impactful things. Okay, so and then we don't have the processes, we don't have a technology still, but still you know the technology is developed. You know there is a technology developed in the, by using a garbage material we can build roads, proper roads. And life of those roads is much better than what we are using. And but implementation takes some times. Okay, so this is, we call that man as a plastic man of India. Okay, so this is huge gap between generation recycling and e-waste, lack of producers' responsibility which take care and end of its use life. So that's the useful life. So that's the point which, so this is more important when you are part of a committee or you're doing some courses. So what is this? Disposals and guidelines. So the disposals of absolute scraps and surplus material include e-waste material and hazardous material. So Government of India, there are always, after 6 years, they publish these guidelines. Okay, that university is still following 2008 guidelines. But now 2016 those guidelines have revised soon in May, or notification started from the May, so we have now new. And another thing which I learned during the talk, I think when you prepare talk you learn this, even the ministries, which was the previous, this ministry was environment, forest was the only thing, now it has another climate. So that ministry has also got another responsibilities in the 8 years. So this ministry has one more component within 8 years for the climate. So this is now the Ministry of Environment, Forest and the Climate, which provide the guideline notifications. And these are the Center Pollution Control Board and the State Pollution Control Board, who time to time advise these guidelines and for the revisions. So we have to work in a set of guidelines which we need to be worked. Okay. So we need to know what are these guidelines. Okay, so this was that the Government of India management and handling rules. The rule apply to every producer, consumer, bulk consumer and everybody, even for dismantle also, for the recycling also, even for the collection center also. So they should all do all this disposable, even collection of our e-waste with the law which is given these documents. Fine. So, but this is another point here which is important. I think this rule hold these stakeholder responsible for compiling with the mentions do so result in severe penalties for non-compliant entries. What I don't think that the ministry is taking seriously is. Okay. So that is the point where, so this e-waste you can also have correlation with your what is the dreams Swachh Bharat. Okay, and we are all participating in that. Okay, every 3-4 years. And so this responsibility of consumers is that this is the most important statement of my talk. Okay, so that's why I emphasizing this, that consumer or user of electrical and electronic equipment shall ensure that e-waste are disposed with a dealer, and we have to ensure that the e-waste are auctioned to or deposited with a dealer or authorized collection center or registered dismantle who obey these all rules and regulations. Okay. ऐसा नहीं है, जैसे वही तो बात थी कि दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी ने तो मायापुरी में भेज दिया, उसमें दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी का रोल कहाँ था? वो तो स्क्रैप मार्केट में जो डिसमेंटल कर रहा था उसकी प्रॉब्लम था ना, लेकिन प्रॉब्लम तो यूजर की है, जो स्टेक होल्डर जो उसको भेजता है कि उसको पता है, देन ही इज सेंडिंग इट बैक, देन इट्स ए प्रॉब्लम. सो इट इज नॉट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ रिसाइकलर और वेंडर, इट इज रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ प्राइमरी यूजर्स. Fine. So let us have a recap again, because we have learned that these are the questions which we should follow always when we are sitting in a committee. And so is your material is waste? Now I don't want to say कि use है. Is special waste? Special waste mean which can produce hazardous effect in the health, जो health को आपको environment में कर सकते हैं. Reactive mean a material which can react with other materials, like आपके पास हाइड्रोजन होता है, आपके पास ऑक्सीजन होता है, दोनों जब मिलते हैं तो वाटर बनता है. तो ऐसे अगर आपका वेस्ट किसी मटेरियल से रिएक्ट कर सकता है तो इट कैन गिव यू harmful gases. And this corrosivity means that something which come in a contact of water and make it, like आपने देखा होगा एनी विंडो जो वाटर जो आयरन होता है, आयरन की जो रस्टिंग है ना, दैट इज दिस प्रॉपर्टी. जब आयरन में रस्टिंग हो जाता है दैट इज corrosive. And this ignitables mean that something which catch fire, like sodium, lithium, and your petrol, if you compress them, they can. So these are all a material which is special kind, and this oxidizer, toxic, and medical waste. So if you find that in my list, if I have this, so I have to use the guideline and compilation which is meant for this type of materials. So it is a more responsibility than this. If you find it, if you don't find that, but still you have a doubt, if I am not clear that this material I am not able to justify, don't become expert. Even I will not always do that. So even I have little doubt at the end of the stage that I don't understand this. Okay, and especially if you don't see anything from the naked eyes. एक कंटेनर है, कंटेनर के अंदर क्या है, तो उसको मत बोलो कि कंटेनर है, कंटेनर के अंदर कुछ भी हो सकता है. So उसमें we don't need to become experts. So then you say that so this material cannot be discarded. We need experts technologies. Okay, and our airport में these things are very normal. Okay, in the airport sometime most of the time I go in airport to investigate radioactive hazards है नहीं है. So this basically, and if you have this, then it means that your waste is ready now for dispose. So what need? The labeling of the waste and segregations. So once you identify that my waste is ready for discard, now this actual process start now. The first process is to make a list and segregate it. And the segregation is done on the kind of waste. So that is the point which start here. And now I want to throw some light how you can identify these materials. Okay, I just introducing them because these materials need a proper procedure for handling, use, storage. So generally most of the time from the government rule and regulations, these materials are labeled with a particular type of pictographs. So अगर कोई रेडियोएक्टिव मटेरियल है, if there is any radioactive material, there is some warning symbol on them. और जैसे आपने देखा होगा कि पेट्रोल, you have a truck and fill of, then you see there is a flame is given on the symbol. So it means that this is a categories which supplies this. So these are the material which need special things. And now they are classified in 9 classes, and these classes are most important to know, like explosive, TNT, your gases class 2, flammable and combustible liquids, flammable solid, oxidizing substance, organic, toxic substance, radioactive material, corrosive, and miscellaneous hazardous atom. So how we can identify them? If what we need to do, so we need to be search that particular waste, कि this pictograph is there, and then you come contact, because this is a mandatory, not from Indian government, from World Health Organizations. When you are selling these materials to the public domain, we should have to label them. So if we want to identify them, so these symbols you have seen sometime, but you can see them when you again go. Now I want to know, this is a symbol which is radioactive material. You have already seen this. Every time metro में जब you are traveling, आपका scanner में जो, when you putting your bag, you see this symbol is there. And this symbol is meant for radiations. So it means that any instrumentation, any material which have this radiation, it is mandatory to put this symbol. Okay, so this we can recognize that एंड सेकंड, हम लोग एक्सरे रूम में जाते हैं, मेडिकल डायग्नोसिस करते हैं, एक्सरे रूम के बाहर भी यू विल फाइंड दिस. ओके, एंड दिस you can find most of the materials in your day-to-day life. Okay, and there is another symbol which is most commonly used, this petrol. Every truck, if you see that is moving, you find that this. So it is a basically, but if you don't, if you are able to see, then it will be recognized. This material is a special type. It need a special kind of rule and regulation for this waste management. Fine. So, because they can go our body, so you should don't touch them. First of all, don't come to the direct contact of them, or if you find that, maintain a distance. Any material, if you see that it is found in the society, if you are not experts, first step is distance. Whenever you see any this material which can have this, you have to be as soon as far you can go. This is, and then second term, response. Response, then you call for experts. If you know this local expert, you call those experts that we have found this. And not save yourself, save your general public also. Okay, so this is the point where you remember, and that's I in this talk I put most of the emphasis on this, because we cannot see this sometime when it explodes, you cannot be see it. So that's the point which has to be seen, and now you can have again how to characterize them. Again you have to ask this questioner. And especially if you don't see this, again you question them and don't put it in the discarded list. So this, and similarly is true for radioactive materials. Okay, so that's, you need to see this symbol. Most of the waste come from the nuclear industries, but you can sometimes have this uranium and thorium component which is found in the earth, and that can have radiations. Okay. And I want to say that here, we can't escape from these radiations. This is a very true point. किसी को लगता है कि नहीं ये रेडिएशन होने से हम लोग बच escape कर जाएंगे, नहीं. Because naturally we are living in an environment which have a lot of radiations. And these natural radiation depend upon location, area and attitudes of the location. For example, in south of India we have more backgrounds. Okay, and nowadays I think there is a point which I want to share. Sand, you know, marble. We are using a marble now in the houses, and most of the marble is coming from Rajasthan. And I personally say that it has more background radiations than normal concrete. So our concrete material have a radiation, natural radiations. Even the air where we are sitting here, you have a radiations. But
why this is like Rajasthan must
because it is because there is a silicon oxide and uranium oxide which get in the sand, and because of this uranium component, when you make it more and more solid, so it will become that's the concentrations make it fine. So that's the point. And in the South India, because most of you have uranium ore, thorium ores, and the sea level, because sea level has a content of sand which contain thoriums, so you have a more radiations. So that's, but our system adopt it. ऐसा नहीं है कि घबराने की जरूरत नहीं, वो भी तो लोग रह रहे हैं, तो system naturally adopted, but system we have a threshold of each level. When radiation is falling on us, our tissues respond in a certain level, and after that it gets burned. And if it gets burned, they cannot regenerate itself. It means that the harmfulness effect is started. This is the simple definition. If any material or radiations, even biological hazards, when we are coming in the environment, and our tissues are going bad, and they cannot regenerate back. So it's after that is a harmful effects. Okay, so if the environment is moved, you can have a death also. Okay, so death can be ultimate cause sometime. Okay, so this is where always needs expertise. And this is the rule which we follow. And these are the guidelines which compile. I don't want to bore by reading these all because, and these are Delhi government things, okay. And we all compile this. So Delhi government also has this definition, what is the electrical and electronic equipments, and they also follow the similar things. But this battery management, Delhi government come first, then Indian governments, India. So this is the point now. So let us come the real point, okay. So Delhi universities, what are the criteria we have now? So we obey the 2008 guideline, not 2016. So now we identify the best, okay. So first step is the separate list categories wise. So you have to segregate, क्या है, computer है, electronic and electrical will come E-based. Then you have some item which have wooden and iron. You can put wooden items, you can put a iron item, or sometimes you put a mix, wooden or iron scrap. Because most of the new generation chair has both. So we put a wooden iron, and then you have a scientific equipments. Okay, and then it's something which is not come in any category, we put in a miscellaneous list. So important point is that the list we create, but there is a point here. The material which we want for the auctions, every material there is a lifetime is defined. Okay, so there is so this come audit rule of life and condition of the items.
So equipments like computers.
Now computer come in electronic and electrical based. So E-based.
Including the plastic and the parts.
Yeah, every part. No, but if you have a plastic, then you have to make a plastic list, or either you put in a miscellaneous list.
No. Suppose you have a computer.
Yeah, then it come a electrical based.
Its body, etc. So you don't
Yeah.
have the whole of it goes into the electrical.
E-based, electronic based. Okay, so this I will come on this point later on, how we access the life and condition of items. So now, so we frame a auction committee. I will tell what is the composition of auction committee, just next two slide. And this auction committee will do the list and put a what is called fixed reserve disposal price. I will explain what is this fixed reserve disposal price. And then there is a certification need that these material don't contain any non-hazardous materials. So you need a certification all. And then whatever file you prepare, it went to the internal audit office, and they take a permission to verification of these items. So anyone from the audit department come to visit to college or department. So to verify the list which you have components. Okay, so and reserve disposal price. So this is the first. And now this file is sent to the procurement departments, and this department take approval from Vice Chancellor and Registrar, and then this is a company which have an agreement. This is a Metal Scrap Trade Corporations. We have a agreement this, and we just renewed again back for next 2 years. So this has they follow all these rules and regulations. Okay, so starting from the second, this is the part which most of the it has to be done in the committee. When we do the E-based or all these in the department, this is the department level part. But I want to say here, because where we are using a scientific component, science lab and all these things, so we generally take a help of experts. Okay, when we are preparing the list, so we should take experts help that when you are making it, because when you are making a list, sometime go there and just see the component, and it may be have hazards there. So you have to take expert list if you are working in the science department. It meaning that anything which I am putting in the list, I should have a knowledge, but I am putting in the list. So that's the point. And now they do rest of the process. Okay, so they put it online, and then there is a bidding process.
Just one slide behind. So this radiological safety officer is one in the entire university, or there's a list of officers from that list we can invite?
No, there is a, you can invite anybody, but that's not a question. Question is that it is a practicing. Okay, we have about 6 people in the universities, but there are only 2 people which come from the faculties, 2 or 3 people which are from either professor or otherwise most of the non-technical staffs. Okay, but because out of them responsibility is given to one person to be acted on. I am very happy that university follow this rule that they can invite anybody because it's
No,
a
but
good.
then we don't know who's the right person. We don't know who's the right person who.
Right now I am the person
That's what I'm saying. Are you the only person, or
authorized by the university right now.
only one
Yeah.
person?
Okay, but that's the point, fine. So that's why I learned this also. Otherwise, I never learn these things. Yeah.
Somehow if I design some kind of app, so
Yeah.
to find out the threshold value for this radioactive element, right?
Okay.
Suppose after I find some radiations are coming out,
Yeah.
और मेरे को आपने मुझे एकदम बता दे कि yes threshold value cross हो गया, तो as a layman what I have to do? I have to contact you immediately. क्या
That's fine. When you're talking about apps, in a term of developing radiations things, we develop basically 3 threshold, not 1. Okay, the first threshold is defined that the radiation level is more than background levels. Okay, natural we call it background radiations. So we define that level. It means that there is some source content here. Immediately when you see that my app giving me a warning or some music, some noise, so it means that there is a radiation definitely. Now there is another point that if this radiation level in a level that it is not allowed for the public. So now we have a different category of working people in the radiation. We call it public and then radiation worker. These are 2 definitions.
if the entire background is polluted?
No, if you have a background and then if you find something like this, you can talk it in different fashion. Now what do you say that? So we know that we are standing outside, and you know that always when in winter we stand outside, we feel very pleasant from sun radiations. But in case of summer, if we go back and stand for the same time in the same zone, what do we find? We find that difference that in summer we can't stand. It is the heat, the radiation which coming from, heat radiation which coming from the sun in summer is more because of near distance. Similarly, same philosophy is here, that if the radiation level is different, the harmful factors are different. So we define, the government of India has a guideline that if it is level 2, public can go there. But if level 3, expert can go there, and if they above this, so it is there. But sometime we can also have a, so that's app need basically 3 threshold. One, that there is a amount of radiation here. Second, now it is not safe for public. Third, it is not safe for the expert also. So that's the how we define a app. Okay, so instrumentation nothing. Instrument what do that? It measure counts, and you need to be put a threshold on count. That's all.
I think our question was, in case we find a material, say lying somewhere by
Yeah,
mistake,
then I will.
and I have an app which detects this,
Yeah.
then what action we can take, right? Whom should
Yeah,
we
that's
contact?
that. Okay, so this.
ARB
No, if you're in the vicinity of Delhi universities, you have to inform a radiation safety officer first, and your head of the department, radiation safety officer, and the head of the department, and within the immediately of 24 hours, we have to inform the ARB. So, but it is basically as soon as possible. So this is the philosophy we adopt there. As soon as,
If
yeah.
it's outside DU, like,
So then you just ARB.
who?
ARB, Atomic Energy Regulatory Board, AERB. Okay, so this is the agency which control this all thing. And nowadays, after this Mayapuri, they have regional center everywhere. Okay, and I want to share that it create more employment for Delhi University students, especially from my department. Every year, 3-4 people are getting jobs, okay, and they are earning more than us, okay. So that's, so after this there is an online bidding process. I will tell how this online bidding process will be take place, but this is like by registered vendor, and these vendors would follow all these rules and regulations.
So this is for e-waste also, right?
Everything, yeah. And now who will get the auction? This value who put the highest bid. Now it will come commerce, the commerce language come here now. The highest bidder will get the order for that, and 10% of amount it will be taken by this company, and next 90% is given to the universities. And then we verify these details. After verification, have a full procurement, then give me a permission that the vendor can take these items. And once this item is taken by the vendor, you will get a clearance certificate. Once this clearance certificate is got it by auction letter, we call it auction letter or clearance certificate, then we need to be delete these stock entry and clear the audit. Okay, so that's the simplest step process. But here are certain terminology. Okay, important points here.
One question, what about the college? If college has to sell, say, computers are there, as e-waste, then what is the procedure that is to be followed?
There are two methodologies followed. First is that if your college is autonomously from Delhi University, then you can take this Delhi University rule and regulations for granted. But if your college has state government shareholder also, then you have to be mutually agreement on, your GV has to be agreement on that which rule and regulation we should follow.
But there is any limit that restricts the life of, say, computer?
I am coming on this topic, okay, I am coming on all these issues. Yeah. Yeah, I am coming on those topic all, okay. So, here is the point, this I discussed lot. Now, we have to come three price basically. When we are making the list, we need to know what is the purchase cost, and what is the booked value, and what is the reserve price. The three item I am using. One is the purchase value, one is the booked value, and third one is the reserve value. The purchase value is the actual value or actual cost of the item when it is purchased. And then we say there is a depreciations on each item every years. And now today I want to be discard this item. I need to be know now how my original value dissipated today. So what is the value that is called booked value? Okay. And now sometime it may be happen that your booked value may be higher or it may be lower, but the condition of the goods is tell you that what should be the price for this. Okay. For example, if somebody take a software, and this university, I don't know why software is put in non-consumable items in some of the stocks entries. With software should be a consumable items, but it is put in non-consumable items. So software sometimes know that the cost is very high. Okay, it is come in the CD packet. After 5 years, suppose when I purchased it cost me about 70,000. So after lifespan is completed, if you calculate this booked value, you will find that it will still come maybe 1,000 rupees. But now the CD which you want to throw outside or dispose, cost is not more than 50 paisa. So that is the judgmental need to be taken by the auction committees now, and that's what I am talking about, reserve priced. Reserve price which is meant for the disposals. So purchase price is very much cleared, booked price after calculating the depreciations values, and reserve price what the condition says. And I think that when we talk about this LCD projectors or LCD TV, this is example which come from the day, all experiences that in 2008 Delhi University purchased some TV which cost 1.98 lakh, 1.9, about 2 lakh, fine. And technology has changed so much after 4 and 5 years. The component are, replaceable component are not available in the markets. But if you now if you want to discard those, if you calculate the cost, it will become 40,000. But then how to sell them? Then you have to reserve price, and it is the auction committee's guideline which change this reserve price. Okay. But sometimes you put more also. Fine. Sometimes you put also the more than actual condition. So now this is the. Sorry. Most important is that this is the first. Now it is next is the committee constitutions, the composition of the committee. Okay, so the head of the department, principal and directors or should be the member. Second, your 2 faculty members, and this is another necessary conditions. The 1 faculty member from the other department. Other hostel, if you are working in the hostel, you take from the other hostel. Okay, and then these 3 persons from we sit in together. But if you have a hostel or building, then you also need a nominee from engineering department. And then you come other expert like chemical, bio, computer centers, whatever component you have, you can call them. If you are doing computers, then you have definitely a director from DUCCC. Okay, so that will be tell you. Fine. So this is a composition, but these are mandatory one. Okay, and I want to say that previously this is the only compositions. Okay, this first four were the compositions, which was practiced. This take practice last 5 to I think 20 years. But the methodology is that you send a file then here. So these all committee create a file. It goes to the internal audit officer. He get when he get clearance, file goes here, and then file goes here, and this file go back. So this is the movement of file. We generally most of the time take 2 months, but now we decided to sit in one meeting so that it can happen in 1 week. So that's the philosophy. It's not a philosophy. Some people say that arranging a committee meeting is difficult, but once you arrange that meeting, it is most. Otherwise, and there was a procedure that after this file first it go to PVC office and then come back. But now we change this philosophy to go once in the PVC office, not 2 times. So this is.
So this file movement is at what time? Like the radiological officer has to examine the equipment, right?
No, everybody has to examine the equipment.
Everybody has to examine the equipment, and in particular, like I'm just concerned more about that. So at what stage do you examine the equipment? After the file has moved or before the file has
before
moved?
The file has moved. So once you
So
create once you create the list, when you listing the item here, because this reserve disposal price or reduced values, this is the value which you create. Okay.
So this table will be created by the committee.
Colleges.
By the committee.
Not the committee.
Acha, not yet.
Generally, store person has to be come in a picture.
Rough kind of it.
Yes,
and the committee will basically approve this list.
Yeah. So
right?
the store has.
HR is only facilitating, helping the process. But eventually that's the responsibility of the committee.
Yeah, committees.
To stamp it.
Yes. No, stamp it. Everybody has to responsibilities.
Yeah, so committee,
now.
right?
Yeah.
Committee members.
So committee members. So these are the references you need here, and so now let's come to lifespan now. Fine. So now this whatever 2008 guideline we have. So our computer life is 8 years from the date of installment. The date. But if you want to discard them within the 8 years, there is a philosophy that either you get a technical certificate from director of computer centers that this cannot be repairables. But here also one more point. If the repairable cost is more than 50% of the actual disposition price that day, you can have a replacement or you can send it for the discards. That's the point. Okay, so that's the lifespan. And similarly for the computer, air conditioner window is 10 years And similarly, if you want to do that, the cost of the repair goes beyond the price of new AC. Okay, economically if you want to be change it, but if you want to change in your AC like compressors and other, you can change because they are consumable, you can change it. So you can, even in principle, you can change your component by 3 years also. Okay. And then this is the inverter and generator and I think this one is one of the where we are facing problem, the 20 years lifespans. Okay. And we are facing one of the bad experiences here. A lot of problem. We are not able to replace any generator, discard any generator from the universities. And furniture, steel, 12 year from the purchase of date, and wooden 8 years. Okay. So this is the lifespans of each components. But there is a point here. Completing lifespan does not mean that you can discard. It is a physical conditions of the components. Okay. If you have a chair, if everything is working, it does not mean that this chair after 8 years you can discard it. You cannot discard it. Okay, so physical condition is also important. So that is the responsibility. Fine. Now how we calculate this depreciations? So this is a building 5% per year. Furniture and fixture 25%, scientific computer 40%, and these each item has a percentage. And in new guideline this is going to be 60%, 2016.
Every year.
Yeah. So, and now then what you can do, you calculate. So what we calculated here, if I take 100 rupees cost, fine. So after 20 years I am able to calculate. So this is just like every year you have to count their depreciation price. So your booked value can be calculated immediately. Okay. So if those who are want to this slide and want to use, I just want to, what you need to know, one item which I have considered here, let us assume it has 10 years. So I will take this factor, what is the actual value of mine, and divide by 100. So I will get the, what is the booked value or reserve price for this. Like this something is, this is the example of listing which is done. So this is the store reference. This is the entry of your stock register. And then what is the item? How many quantities? What is the this purchase price when it is purchased? And then this is the somewhere committee has to work. How to calculate this reduced price or book value, they are same here in this list. And this, when all committee meet together, they will calculate it. What should the price for this? Fine. Okay. So I just show you one example. I know that. So how university take a bidding process? Fine. So whatever list you send, we make a lots and put on this site. And you know that there is a one lot, the auction start at this date. So this start 10 rupees, 15 rupees, so and so on. But there is a condition here that in the program, but the program is they are using here, the condition that the vendor will see only last two bids when he is putting new bid. You see that this BK brother is putting all these bids. Okay. And then some company came, now he started putting another bids. And so on it started. No, there is something missed in here. Okay. So what happened then? Suppose this bid stopped here. But there is a condition here that when if you don't get any bid within 8 minutes, then bid is closed. So when this bidding process is done, a person put a bid, But when you putting next bit, he just see last 2 bits. He don't see what is the last. Even he don't see the vendor name. He just see what is the price, last 2 price. Then he put next. But when this one is putting, then when he has to enter the value, then it will not see this. This is online process. This is how computer involved here. And now, if nobody is putting any bid for within the 8 minute, process get closed. But now, if the last bid price is less than the reserve price which have been put in the disposal, then this is rejected. And then if it is more than that, then is the auction is stand and completed. So then you will find a summary which come like this. Okay. So you will find that this is sold, this is rejected. So immediately say, so this rejection and sold will depend upon your disposal reserve price of whole items. So what we do is cumulative sum. Whatever list we create and we put a sum and dispose it, and then you put this and it gets sold. Okay, and then so these are the suggestions from my sides or even our committees that this is, after that there is only one slide. I know that. Okay, so fine. So the first suggestion is that there should be a collection and channelization process. There should be a center. Okay, each department should be create a space where you can have things. Second, this is important. I want to say that this is most important to get a better bids. Otherwise, you have to repeat your auction again. All the items which you put in a list, please store in one space. Okay. So, you have to make one space, one room. So then you can get more price. Okay. But if you show 1, 2, 3, 4 room, always, then what happen? Again you have to do the whole process. Okay, so this is the point. And then this safeguards, and the last is that this fixation of reserve price of e-waste. Mean that there is a system here in the university that once the committee decided that this should be a disposal price, okay, now there is no bid on this. So there should be a mechanism that if once it not sold, this would come 70% down automatically. But no. Presently the system is that you have to call again the meeting. And they will access all those things and then put together. So this is the, I think, one of the point that there should be a mechanism that if it is not sold, we should automatically reduce and we put the next value on. And then another suggestion is that automatically, if bid is not closed, okay, if bid is not going to be closed, so what you can do after 5 days, overall we give 7 days basically. After 7 days, automatically should be restored the values back. Okay. And this is the last from my side. And so first of all, it is important have awareness programs. And second, it is better to use a safer technologies. Okay, mean that reuse, reduce, and then use a technology to change this waste in useful materials. Like I give an example that all the garbage now can be converted to the useful material, you can make a roads. So those practices should be implemented in everywhere. And second, it should be whenever we feel that it can be usable somewhere, please transfer it to other persons. Second, there should be always expert in the panels. I know that it is not always necessary, but you know that single mistake can give you lot harmfulness. And this is important. Reduction of the e-waste by recycling, reusing, and so on, so on. So sometimes you can connect new technologies. That's thanks. If you have now any questions, you can ask. Fine. Thank you very much.